Hey guys, my name is Max and welcome to my movie channel. My friend Leo recently gave me 120-ish DVDs and Blu-rays, mostly Blu-rays, and today we're going to go over those. Now, I want to thank you again, Leo, for this. I tried to give him money, he wouldn't take it. You're the man. Let's look at all these movies because I'm really excited. Let's take a look real quick. Alright guys, so first I'm going to ask, excuse the bedspread, but we'll start with Four Christmases. This is Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon. This is actually a phenomenal movie. I love this movie. Really funny. They basically have two divorced parents and they have to go to 4 sets of families for Christmas. Next up, we got 28 Days Later. Great movie with Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy went on to be in the Peaky Blinders. He's Thomas Shelby. And he was in Batman. He was the Scarecrow. Great actor. And this is a great movie. Okay. Next up, we got Quantum of Solace, Daniel Craig. Good Bond movie. Moving on, we have Blue Valentine. Now, this is Ryan Gosling is in this movie. And I was just curious to watch it. I seen the trailer. I remember when it came out. Never got around to watching it. Next up, we have Transformers. I think this is the original one. Yeah, the original Transformers 2-disc Blu-ray. Next up, we have Forgetting Sarah Marshall. You got Russell Brand in this movie. And, God, I forget this guy's name. Sudeikis? Jason Sudeikis? Something like that. Jason Segel, sorry. Haven't seen this movie, but I heard it was pretty good, so look forward to watching it. Let's see, got The Blind Side. Sandra Bullock, phenomenal movie. Dark Knight. Need I say any more? Classic. Just an amazing film. Now we have The King of Queens 9th season. Ironically, if you guys remember years ago, I did a TV DVD collection and I was missing season 9. And this is the only season that was in it, so perfect. Now I have a complete King of Queens collection. And there's more. We have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. You have the original ones, and then you have a little animated one down here. Let me grab another stack real quick. Bear with me a moment. Again, forgive the bedspread, guys. But now I'm in a relationship, so it's not, like I can choose everything. Although I do like the bedspread. Okay, here we go. Man on Fire, Denzel Washington, Dakota Fanning. Phenomenal movie, very violent. Excellent movie. Next up, we have Iron Man. Great movie. Beginning of the MCU. Although, in my opinion, Incredible Hulk from 2008 with Edward Norton is the true beginning. This is a phenomenal movie. Next up, we have Tammy with Melissa McCartney. I haven't seen this movie, but I'm a big fan of Melissa McCartney. She was in that movie with Sandra Bullock called The Heat. And she was in another one with... oh boy, what's that guy from the Ozarks? Well, whatever. She was in that movie with him. He's a great actor. And that one was called Identity Theft. But anyways, moving on, we got Wanted, Angelina Jolie, James McAvoy. I never knew that in this movie, James McAvoy, the character that he hits with his keyboard, goes on to be the guy from Parks and Rec. Damn, what's that guy's name? Chris Pratt. Isn't that crazy? The guy, his best friend in this movie is Chris Pratt. Yeah, I never knew that. Alright, here we got Batman Begins, the beginning of the Christopher Nolan trilogy. Next up, we got, The Avengers. Very good film, although I kind of prefer Age of Ultron. I know I'm like one of the weird people that prefer the Age of Ultron. Next up, 28 Weeks Later. This is the sequel to 28 Days Later. Cillian Murphy not in this movie, but still a good movie. Let's see here. Next up, another Ryan Gosling movie, Drive. Drive is a phenomenal movie. Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad and Malcolm in the Middle is also in this movie, as well as Ron Perlman. This is a phenomenal movie, and the soundtrack is really good. The soundtrack is predominantly synthwave. You have bands such as Chromatics, Electric Youth. I mean, really good soundtrack. I love it. Next up, we have some DVDs here. We have Jim Carrey collection and Adam Sandler collection. Liar Liar, good movie. Bruce Almighty, great movie. Happy Gilmore, great movie. Billy Madison, good movie. Rest in peace, by the way, Norm Macdonald. He was in Billy Madison. Great actor, great comedian. Next up, Panic Room, Jodie Foster, and a very young Kristen Stewart. Good, really good movie. If I'm not mistaken, Jared Leto. Yeah, Jared Leto's also in this movie. Moving on, Scooby-Doo, Original Mysteries. I like Scooby-Doo, so I kept this. And SpongeBob. Big SpongeBob fan. Love SpongeBob, so I kept this one as well. Excuse me. Moving on to the other guys, we got Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, Sam Jackson, and The Rock are also in this film, as well as Michael Keaton, who is really funny as the police captain in this movie. Eva Longoria. This is a phenomenal buddy cop comedy. Highly recommend. Moving on, we have a, what's this one called? National Treasure 2, The Book of Secrets. This is kind of a bootleg copy, I can tell you that, but still excited to have it. Here's a unrated an underrated Leo DiCaprio film, Blood Diamond. You also got Jennifer Connelly, and I'm sorry, I can't say this guy's name correctly. Djimon Hounsou. He's pretty good in this movie. People talk shit about Leo's South African accent, but I like it. I think he did a good job. Next up, we have The Prestige, and this is a phenomenal movie. Two magicians that go to war, somewhat, kind of, really good movie. Next up, we got The Grown-Ups 2. I don't remember this movie. I think I've only seen part 1, but it has Adam Sandler, Kevin James, who's also in King of Queens. We have Chris Rock, David Spade. A really good group of guys. So let me just grab the last bunch of movies that I got over here. Oops. Hold on. My apologies. And we do have some in a case as well. So let's move on to, oh boy, Captain America, The First Avenger, Chris Evans. This one was decent, but not great, but still wanted to have it. Next up, we have First Night. And realistically, I just kept this movie because I saw Richard Gere and Sean Connery, rather. And I kind of like both of those actors, so I decided I'll check it out one day. Moving on, Donnie Darko, phenomenal film with Jake Gyllenhaal. I really love this movie. Also, a young Drew Barrymore is in this movie, believe it or not. There she is. This is a really good one, pretty creepy. Oh, and the ending, boy, I didn't see it coming. Good movie. We got a couple of bootleg Blu-rays here. We got SpongeBob, The Last Stand. Again, I'm a SpongeBob fan. And we have Titanic, which is a great movie. Really long, but it's a good movie. Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio could have fit on that door. I don't care what anybody says. She killed him. Moving on. Maleficent, Angelina Jolie. I don't know about this movie. I only kept it because my girlfriend really loves this movie. We didn't have it on Blu-ray, so now we do. Thank you, Leo. Moving on, Norbit. Eddie Murphy, and he plays like 3 characters in this movie. He plays Norbit, and I forget his wife, Respucia, and then the Chinese guy. That's also Eddie Murphy. You have Cat Williams and Charlie Murphy. Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. Moving on. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This is a phenomenal film. Jack Nicholson. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm sort of, kind of related to Jack Nicholson. Very distant, but he is in my family tree. A phenomenal movie, truly. I love Jack Nicholson. He's in a lot of great movies. He was the Joker in Batman 92, Tim Burton. He was also, obviously, in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He was in The Witches of Eastbrook, I think it's called. That was a good movie. The Departed. And this guy's been in so many movies. As Good as It Gets. Really big Jack Nicholson fan. And I love this movie. Also, Danny DeVito's in this movie, and he has hair, so it's kind of cool. Moving on, we have a phenomenal movie. I love this movie, Step Brothers with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. Highly recommend. I'm not even going to talk much about it, but it's really good. And here we go with the Edward Norton classic, The Incredible Hulk. Tim Roth in this movie, William Hurt, Liv Tyler. I honestly think that Edward Norton did a way better job at portraying Bruce Banner than Mark Ruffalo. We got a couple more copies of movies over here. Let's see what we got. The original Grown Ups. This one I remember. This one was 50-50. Kind of good, but kind of like, I don't know. Let's see. We have The Green Mile with Tom Hanks. This is a phenomenal movie. This is directed by Frank Darabont, who did the first 2 seasons of The Walking Dead. And as a matter of fact, this story is based on a Stephen King short story. Really good. And also, by the way, Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace. I'm getting real tired, boss. Phenomenal film. Moving on, we have The Untouchables. I have not seen this movie, and I'm surprised. But Kevin Costner, De Niro, Sean Connery. I've seen clips, but really looking forward to it. This is about, what's that gangster's name? Al Capone. So, looking forward to watching this one. Next up, we have Red Eye, Cillian Murphy again, Rachel McAdams. A phenomenal film. This was directed by Wes Craven, by the way. Really good. Brian Cox is Rachel McAdams' father in this movie. And it's just super incredible. The majority of the movie takes place in an airplane. And this is the first movie that introduced me to Cillian Murphy. And believe it or not, I saw this movie in the movie theater when it came out. I wanted to see something else. My mom talked me into this, and it's one of my favorite movies now. And the last film that we have in a case is Ip Man. Donnie Yen, phenomenal. Ip Man is great. I love the fight sequence where he punches a guy in the face like 1,000,000 times in a matter of 30 seconds. So really good. I really like it. Now, just give me 1 second here, guys, because we also have a case full of movies that don't have cases. It's like a briefcase kind of deal. Let me just grab that really quickly. Again, as you can see, my buddy really came through for me, and I highly appreciate it. Thank you again, Leo, for all of these phenomenal movies. I opened this backwards. Yeah. Oh, you know what? We're going to have to do it backwards either way. Okay, so we'll just go through it. All right, we have Adventureland. I'm not familiar with that movie. This is a DVD-R, so this could realistically be anything. Although it says Matrix, but don't know if that's the brand of DVD disc or if it's the Matrix movie. Next, we have Rob Zombie's The Devil's Rejects, phenomenal film. Zack Snyder's 300. Gerard Butler really kicked ass in this movie. We have Pusher 2 with Blood on My Hands. Don't know about that movie. This is a movie called Once. I'm not familiar with that movie either. Havoc, unrated. Not familiar. This one is The Never-Ending Story. Double-sided. I guess one is full screen and the other's widescreen. Pusher 3, I'm the Angel of Death. Again, and then there's the Pusher. So it looks like I have the Pusher trilogy here. Just don't know much about it. Labyrinth. I feel like I've seen this movie, but I need to refresh my memory. Next up is a movie that I'm positive I have not seen is Little Nicky. Although I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan, so I'm gonna be watching this pretty soon. Here's disc 1, by the way, of Labyrinth, and there's this too. And you have Romeo and Juliet. This is the edition with Leonardo DiCaprio as Romeo. Ooh, I can't remember who plays Juliet, but I've seen it before. It's pretty good, but it's like a modernized one where the Capalots and the Montagues, I think their names are. They're like shooting at each other with guns, and I remember that John Leguizamo is in this movie, if I'm not mistaken. Next up, we have Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise, and I'm pretty sure that Cameron Diaz, is in this movie. I've seen clips, haven't seen the whole thing. Kids, I only know this movie from that Eminem song, Guilty Conscience. Ain't you ever seen that one movie, Kids? I know that it's kind of controversial, kind of like that movie 13, but I haven't seen it. This one, Jet Li Hero, I have seen. Pretty good movie, a lot of action. I really like it. And this, I think it came out in 2007, right before he took kind of a break. Next up, we have the classic Superbad. We have Michael Cera, Jonah Hill. Ooh, I'm so sorry, I forget his name. Really good movie. Leon the Professional, one of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion. Just a classic movie. Gary Oldman scares the hell out of me in this movie. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Jim Carrey film. I haven't seen it. It's a drama. Wicker Park. I haven't seen it. Heat, classic. Super classic. Pacino, De Niro, Val Kilmer. Phenomenal film. Bank heists. Oh my god, really good. Let's keep going. Kung Fu Hustle. Haven't seen it. I've seen Kung Pao Into the Fist, but I haven't seen this one. Click. Christopher Walken, Adam Sandler. Pretty good. Masters of the Universe. I'm not familiar. Queen of the Damned. I haven't seen it. Wedding Crashers. Super classic. Vince Vaughn. Love him. Waiting. Dane Cook. Kind of gross, but a good movie. Reno 911 movie. Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds and Amy Smart. This is a great movie. It's actually on Netflix right now if you want to watch. Dogma, phenomenal movie as well. Damon, Affleck, Kevin Smith is the director. Really good. Across the Universe, I don't know it. Road Trip, I don't know it. Rocky Balboa, classic. Free Zone, haven't heard of it. Two Brothers, haven't heard of it. Full Metal Jacket, classic Stanley Kubrick. You got a Jack Black, The Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. By the way, Dave Grohl of Nirvana and Foo Fighters is the devil in this movie. Pretty cool. This is a CD. You have Bad Boys 2, Disc 1, Disc 2. Ocean's 13, I was never really a fan, but they're decent enough movies. They're intelligent. This is a Linkin Park CD. Miami Vice. The Nutty Professor, classic Eddie Murphy. Dave Chappelle's in that movie as well. Mozart and the Whale, I'm not sure. This is a Clint Eastwood movie that I like. Letters from Iwo Jima. Disc 1, Disc 2, Across the Universe. Again, I'm not familiar. Hannibal. Not too good. These are two CDs. I'm pretty sure this is a Tool CD, but I don't know. No Country, maybe No Country for Old Men? I don't know. Jet Li's The One, great movie. Jason Statham in that movie as well. This is, I don't know about that. The Protector, phenomenal Tony Jaa movie. Chuck and Larry, Adam Sandler, Kevin James. State of the Mind, not familiar. This is Andrea Bocelli, Opera. These are actually all CDs right there. American Pie 2, Van Wilder, very good. Knocked Up, really good. Biker Boys, not familiar. Minority Report, very good. Double discs. More Andrea Bocelli. Final Fantasy, I never got into it. These two... Stay, and I can't read that one. Mortal Kombat, actually. 95 edition, probably. Shoot 'em Up is a great movie. Clive Owens, Paul Giamatti, really good. Freedom Writers, you got, forget that lady's name, but it's a decent movie. Scanner Darkly, Keanu Reeves, animated movie, interesting, but I couldn't watch it twice. White Chicks, I've never seen. Little Children, I don't know. Wu-Tang Clan, this I'm going to watch for sure. Another Linkin Park CD, The Rock. This is with Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage. Phenomenal movie, really good. A lot of action. Trade, don't know it. Tears of the Sun with Bruce Willis is very good. Braveheart is phenomenal with Mel Gibson. I love Mel Gibson, and he directed this movie as well. Children of Men also stars Clive Owen. He was in Shoot 'em Up as well. I haven't seen it, but I've always wanted to watch it, so I'm going to watch it. These are Tisto CDs. All right, we're getting close. Smoking Aces. Didn't like it much. Jack Ketchum's The Girl Next Door. This one is so really fucked up movie. I couldn't watch it again. That's a CD. The Descent is a phenomenal horror movie. Look, we have another copy of The Avengers. The Fountain, I'm not familiar with. Look Who's Talking Now. Pretty sure that's the one where Bruce Willis and John Travolta, where it's a baby talking. I forget. The Wrestler, if that's the one with, damn it, Mickey Rourke, it's a good movie. Simpsons movie, King Arthur, Crash, those two I haven't seen. Matrix Reloaded is decent. Matrix Revolutions is pretty good. Hellboy is phenomenal. Hannibal Disc 1, I didn't like it. Hostage with Bruce Willis was a pretty good movie. A little slow at times. Cocaine Cowboys, not familiar. Lake House, Keanu Reeves, Love Story, haven't seen it. Underworld, I always liked Kate Beckinsale. Here's Evolution and the original. Pretty good. Vampires vs. Lycanthropes. Spider-Man. Willem Dafoe and Tobey Maguire, love it. Classic, 2002. And here you have Spider-Man 2 with, oh boy, I forget the guy's name, but you have Doc Ock in it. I forget the actor's name. I just know his last name is Italian. I'm so sorry. Good movie. The Godfather, a classic, phenomenal film. Highly recommend. That's a CD. Thomas Jane's The Punisher. John Travolta's in here as well. Really good. I'll give you a funny story about this really quick. In this scene, in this movie, there's a scene where Thomas Jane stabs the guy known as the Russian. That's real. That actually happened because the prop guy on this movie forgot to switch the knife to a prop knife. So he really did stab the guy. That's pretty crazy. Moving on, Blade 2, pretty decent. Norman Reedus is in Blade 2 as well as Ron Perlman, if I'm not mistaken. And the Daredevil film, interesting. Ben Affleck, I don't know, not that great actually. I prefer the Netflix one with Charlie Cox. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I wanted to thank you for taking all that time to look at all these movies. As you can see, we got a lot of movies out of this deal. Leo, my friend, thank you very much. And thanks for not charging me any money for all these movies. Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.